Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have been dealing with ethics in public administration in the past few lectures, and we'll be continuing the same unit in this lecture too. In this lecture we'll be dealing with ethical concerns and dilemmas, types of ethical dilemmas, and raising of ethical dilemmas in different situations, how ethical dilemmas arise. We'll be looking into those. So now let's look into the ethical concerns and dilemmas in government and private institutions. So before diving deep into government and private institutions separately, we should know what is ethical concern and what is ethical dilemma. Ethical concerns are defined as situations in which moral conflict arises in the workplace. Thus, ethical issues tend to interfere with society's principle. Like ethical concerns are where it says about what is right or wrong, good or bad, and how we use that information to decide our actions in the real world. But an ethical dilemma, which can also be called as ethical paradox or moral dilemma, is a problem in the decision making process between two possible options. Both is absolutely acceptable from an ethical perspective. Like lockdown example can be like lockdown and the migrating issue. Say a migrant worker breaks the rule of lockdown in the wake of pandemic to reach his or her home. But the breach of rule calls for punishment. But the dilemma of punishing a human being who has already been deprived of basic amenities. Like the person is migrating to his hometown, but the thing is, we cannot even punish that person for breaking the law of lockdown too, because he is already migrating because he has no accessibility or he has no basic necessities for living in the place where he is has survived before lockdown. So that's something ethical dilemma says about. Now, what are the different types of ethical dilemmas? Personal cost ethical dilemmas. It arises from situations where compliance with ethical conducts results in a significant personal cost to the decision maker in a difficult situation, like injuring a valued relationship, husband wife relationship, injuring that relationship through different abuses, different types of abuse. This can cause the personal cost ethical dilemma. Right versus right ethical dilemma. It arises from situations where two or more conflicting sets of bona fide ethical values fight together, like public servants' responsibility of being open and accountable to citizens, and on the other hand, adhering to the oath of secrecy or confidentiality. Both are right. Both are right in this ethical dilemma, but at the same time, both should be followed. Conjoint ethical dilemmas. It arises when a careful decision maker is exposed to a combination of above indicated ethical dilemmas in searching for the right thing to do. See, it might even affect your personal. At the same time, right versus right ethical dilemma will also get affected, and you have to try searching for the right thing to do. That is something right conjoined ethical dilemma speak about. Now, what are the different situations where the ethical dilemmas occur? Like contrast of values, when professional directives are in contrast, like or in opposite with the own personal values, contrast of values occur. A civil servant may not believe in alternate medicine system, be it allopathy or homeopathy or whatever it may be, but has to promote because government wants it, or government values it. Accountability towards public was service obligation. Working towards the best interest of the community while also being responsive to the political heads. That is accountability. You might get confused whether to be accountable to the public or be obliged to the service. No good option. Ethical dilemmas can arise when two equally striking options are justified as right in certain situations. Like both are good, but you might have to implement only one. That's something no good option speaks of. Ambiguity in laws, rules, etc. Suicide is decriminalized under Mental Health Act of 2017, but at the same time, the IPC code, IPC section 309, still criminalizes suicide, creating ethical dilemmas for those dealing with such cases. So that ambiguity in rules, laws must be clearly classified and coded. No proper codification. Ethical standards are not coded, so there are always chances that dilemmas arise and disagreements always occur about proper behavior. So, hope you guys understood today's lecture, which has been dealing with ethical dilemmas, concerns, types of ethical dilemma, and the situations where ethical dilemmas occur. Do watch the lecture, like, share, and subscribe the channel, guys. We'll resume with this unit in the next lecture. Thank you.